So, last class we are discussing about the facilitation value and discriminative index. So, now I discuss about the effectiveness of destructor. That means, if your test item is in multiple choice, when you design a multiple choice questions, so what are those choice? Suppose I am design a questions on question test item 1 and if I design for 4 choice A, B, C, D, these choice are not random. How many choice will be there in the multiple choice questions, that depends on what are the misconception exist in these questions. If I say that last class example 2 to the power 3, so I cannot design this what is the value of 2 to the power 3. So, misconception is 2 plus 3, 2 into 3 and 2 into 2 into 2. So, I cannot design these questions and there is only 4 choice. So, there will be only 3 choice, because only possible misconception is 3. So, it is not necessary that every time you have to design a multiple choice questions with a 3 choice, 4 choice, 2 choice. So, number of choice depend on the misconception. If the misconception is not there, then number of choice exception. I give you an example. Suppose you are I have seen in the Olympiad exam that question paper also that is there. Suppose they have given 3 digit number, multiply a 3 digit number and this 3 digit number last digit. So, I have seen it in practically, my daughter is practicing. So, let us 3 digit number last digit is 5 and this number also last digit is 5. Then if you choose 4 choice whose only one content last digit is 5, then without multiplying this 3 digit number, student can give the correct answer, because everybody know if this number multiply by this number, last digit must be 5. So, what is the problem? You may say, okay, this is an intelligence, but what is the problem? My intention of this question is that whether a student is able to multiply a 3 digit number with 3 digit number. Student may not be able to multiply the two number, but can give the correct answer because of my destructor are not that good. So, I have to find out what should be the destructor. That means, based on the possible misconception, a number of destructor or number of choice depends on the number of possible misconception. If there is a 8 misconception, my choice may be 8. If there is a 4 misconception, my choice may be 4. So, when you are designing a multiple choice questions, the choice are not random. They are depends on possible misconception. Sometimes you find there is choice, all of the above, none of these. So, if those are not the misconception, why you give them as a choice? So, designing a multiple choice questions, the choice are depends on possible misconception. On the other hand, from the examination statistics, if I collect the examination data, I can find out what are the possible destruction capability each of the choice which I have designed. Suppose if I give the same example as I instructed you, watch this video while opening these slides. So, if you see the item number 4, there is a 4 choice A, B, C, D. 4 choice are A, B, C, D. Correct answer is in item number 4 is C, is the correct answer. Now, I have to find out from the examination, past examination, let us 30 people take the exam and I rank them, I find out the upper group and lower group. Then I want to find out what is the effectiveness of this distractor D. Choice or distractor? So, effectiveness of the distractor D, who will be distract more? If a student has a confidence knowledge, he will be distract less. So, I can say the upper group student will be distract less compared to lower group students. So, I have to find out how many upper group student will be less, upper group student will be distracted less, that means lower group student will be choose D. So, how many lower group student has chosen D minus how many upper group student had chosen D divided by the group size. So, if I say that effectiveness of the distractor for item number 4, how many upper group chosen D is 1, how many lower group chosen D? If I see for item number 4, the lower group chosen D is 3. So, 3 students of lower group choose D and 1 student of upper group student choose 1 D. So, I can say the effectiveness of the distractor D at test item 4 will be, effectiveness of the distractor will be 3 minus 1 divided by 8, 8 is the group size. So, I can say it is 2 by 8 is equal to 1 by 4. So, effectiveness of the distractor D in test item 4 is determined how many lower group student had chosen that distractor minus how many upper group student chosen that distractor divided by the group size. So, if I see in item number 4, what is the effectiveness of distractor of option A? If I see it in item number 4, see in upper group nobody had chosen A, in lower group also nobody had chosen A. So, effectiveness of distractor A is 0 minus 0 divided by 8 is equal to 0. What is the meaning? Meaning means the option A does not have any role in this question number 4. None of the lower group student also choose that distractor, none of the upper group student also choose that distractor. That means that option A unable to distract any people on the class, may not be option A related to any misconception. Suppose that I am designing what is the value of 1 by 4 for the class maybe 3 level. Then I give the choice, all 3 choice, let us A is 1.4, maybe B is 0.6, C is 1.4, 1.5. So, all these options are not possible distractor, because everybody knows, that is obvious, the 1 by 4 must be less than 1. So, maybe in that class nobody choose A and B. So, the effectiveness of the distractor is 0. So, designing a multiple choice question is not that easy. As I discussed, that once I design the question, multiple choice questions, my all options are depend on the possible misconception exist and that question. So, that way I can find out the misconception of the student by multiple choice questions. Now, if you know that A, B, C are cannot be a possible answer, B is the only answer. So, the effectiveness of destruction ability of A, B is 0, then the choice A, B does not have any meaning. So, if a student does not have proper understanding or proper skill on that subject, he will unable to choose the correct answer. Depending on his misconception, he will choose that possible distractor. So, that is called effectiveness of the distractor. So, item analysis, I can say in summary, if it is whatever the evaluation system, every test item must have facilitation value, I can calculate it, discriminative index, and if it is multiple choice questions, then there is a effectiveness of distractor. But if it is a summative assessment or the in the number marks, so suppose there is I have to write something or calculate something, there is no choice, then effectiveness of the distractor will not come into the play. So, if I want to design a computer aided evaluation system using multiple choice questions, then I have to be careful about the choices A, B, C, D. What are the possible distraction ability each and every option. Okay. So, now I will go move to the other topic. So, there is a lot of slide content, lot of workout problem is there, you can do it, and also that response on that summative question type I have already discussed, calculate the effectiveness, facilitation value, discriminative index, all are written there. So, this is the one kind of table, less than 0.2 DI, discriminative index is less than 0.2, less than 0.3 and facilitation value and discriminative index. So, I can say the more than 0.6 facilitation value question is very easy, and if the DI is 0.2 means most of the students cannot answer that questions, I may be rejected, but that depends on that what type of evaluation you are making. If it is norm reference, you are ranking, so suppose 5 lakh students are there, I want to find out rank them within a 300 marks. So, I want let us the question number 1 or 2 or 3 which will be eliminate most of the people. So, maybe the discriminative index is 0.2 is less than 0.2 is necessary that case. But in summative assessment, while I taking in the class assessment, in that case that my criteria is fixed. Based on the criteria, I design the question paper and I expect that all of the students can get the 100 marks. That also possible. That means, I have to certify the students' competence about or students' competence against the subject coverage. So, I can say if my outcome is A, B, C, D, I can say all students have achieved the outcome A, B, C, D, then I provide all are equal marks. Okay. So, that way I can use these data. Now, another problem in multiple choice question is guessing, that is also there. So, there is a guessing. Okay. Now, I design a multiple choice questions, I say the guessing is allowed, maybe you can say the guessing is not allowed, negative marks is there. So, I can say guessing is allowed, let us the guessing is allowed. So, I have designed a multiple choice question of 40 item and a student get 34, each 40 item each has 4 choice A, B, C, D and each question carry 1 marks, 1 marks test, 40 test item I given to the students, each question has 4 choice A, B, C, D and each question carry 1 marks. Now, end of the examination, let some student get 34 and all correct answer are randomly distributed between A, B, C, D. It is not that all correct answer are assigned as A. Option A is not. It is not. If it is that, then you are gone, because that does not, guessing can give somebody 100 and guessing can somebody can give 0. So, I am saying that let the answer, correct answer are randomly distributed among the choice A, B, C, D, and I have designed 40 marks question paper. Each question contain 1 marks. Now, maybe the student does not guess, but I am assuming student guess. So, if the student guess, what is the unguessed mark, or how do you correct the guessing on 34 marks? So, I want to find out how much marks that student get by guess. I am assuming guessing is allowed. In that case, what I will do? So, I have a 4 choice A, B, C, D. Now, if I guess, then out of every 3 wrong answer, 1 may be correct, because there is a 4th choice. So, every 3 wrong answer give me a 1 marks by guessing. So, how many is the wrong answer? 40 minus 34, 6. 6 is wrong. So, 6 test item I have done mistake, wrong. But assuming that correct are randomly distributed and the student has guessed, that I am saying for every 3 wrong choice, he get 1 marks as a correct choice. So, for 6 wrong answer, every 3 is 1. So, I can say, since this is the 6 wrong answer, number of choice is n, where n is equal to 4 minus 1 is the guessing. So, I can say in here it is 6 divided by 4 minus 1, 6 by 3 is equal to 2. So, the student who got 35, actually he guessed 2 marks. So, his correct course number is 32. If I have only 3 choice, then here it is 3 minus 1, then it is 2, then it is 3. So, it is 34 minus 3, correct marks is 31. If it is a 5 choice, 5 minus 1. Okay. So, guessing can be corrected based on the statistical analysis that is doing, that you can do, or you can say the guessing is not allowed by negative marks. So, student will seek to choose the guess because they know that it will be a negative mark. So, whatever I have done, I can subtract it. Okay. So, this is how the guessing can be corrected. So, I have covered test item analysis, facilitation value, discrimination index, effectiveness of the distractor and guessing, how the guessing can be corrected. So, you practice it, that is available in the slides, some workout examples are there. You practice it taking any data or your data and find out those value and use those value to design the next year question paper. Okay. So, as I discuss how to design the question paper, those are very important point you have to know. Okay. Now, those are the formula. I am not describing the formula again, because that is again I have described and same things is written in here. So, desirable DI is range is 0.3 to 0.65 for objective item, discriminant index for non-objective item I can calculate, forget about that. Okay. So, those are the summary slides are available, slides also you can read. Now, I come, can we trust the grade? is my evaluation, whatever I done is valid. So, validation means can I trust the grade? Think about. There is a simple psychological things also available. Suppose some university take an examination and offer a let us grade A. Another university do not trust that grade. So, we are saying the grade transfer that depends on the validity of the grade. So, I am saying let us the examination system. So, validity means appropriate, meaningful, useful in domain, in instruction domain constant. Another one is the test validation is process of gathering evidence to support such inference. So, some university may give grade A. Can I trust this grade? Can this valid grade is valid and this grade is reliable? So, validation depends on appropriateness what I have tested, means process of assessment validity, and then how do I quantify those assessment data to assign a grade A. All those process has to be valid to get the valid grade A. Easiest way to identify is that is this grade correlate with the student skill? If it is not, then the validity and reliability of the grade is 0. So, how do I validate reliability and validity? So, how do I say the grade is valid? So, suppose a institute A offer a course on thermodynamics. Institute A offer a course on thermodynamics. Whether it is online, offline, let us offer a course on thermodynamics, and the end of the course they take an exam and offer a grade A. Let us a student grade A. Now, institute B, let us another institute want to transfer the grade what is offered by institute A, I want to take it as a my grade which is institute B. So, for same subject thermodynamics. If the grade is valid and reliable, then I can directly transfer this grade to institute B. I can say institute B should, student of institute B who take the course of institute A, another institute thermodynamics, and whatever the grade they get there is can be transferred in my credit system. So, that I can assume they are as if taken this course and as institute B. So, grade transfer only possible if the grade is valid and reliable. Now, so validity depends on appropriate, meaningful and useful. So, the course thermodynamics which is offered by institute A, let us meant for developing the skill 1, skill 2, skill 3, skill 4. And A, once I say certify the grade A, that means 80% of the skill are acquired by the learner. If that is my proposition, then if the institute B requires same skill S1, S2, S3, S4 and S5, then I can say this, since this grade A is test is valid to test only the skill, the question paper design at the evaluation level or assessment procedure of thermodynamics by Institute A validate, that means those are based on the skill development. What are the skill developed on the students, and the skills are written down, and a person A gives 80%, that means Institute B said that means the student has 80% of the skill which required by the thermodynamics of Institute B. Then I can say grade A is transferred to Institute B. Now think in reverse scenario. Institute A offer a course on thermodynamics which has developed the skill S1, S2, S3 and S4 and S5, but Institute B wants the same thermodynamic course, but course is not same, course is different. They want the skill S1, S2, S3, but not S4. So, maybe Institute A is designed this course to make the learner in research centric. Say they want to produce a set of students who will do the cutting edge research like IIT. But Institute B produce an engineer who will work in the industry immediately. So, the coverage of thermodynamics, so depth of the skill which is offered in Institute A may not be applicable to Institute B. So, I can say the appropriateness of the course is not matching. So, I can say the grade is not valid for Institute B. On the other hand, I can see the assessment procedure of Institute A. If that procedure does not guarantee the meaningful development of the skill, then I do not rely on the grade. So, grade transfer is not possible. So, grade transfer, if I say my grade is valid and reliable, that means I have to know for what purpose I assign the grade, what are the intended skill to develop on the learner, and based on the developed skill, how do I quantify their skill set is the grade. If that grade is valid, then I can trust on the grade, and grade transfer only happen if the intended outcome of the course which is offered by Institute BA is matched with Institute B. If it is not matched, then maybe this thermodynamics is not required for this institute, unless what will happen, that is I have said that following an MIT syllabus I do not become MIT, following an IIT syllabus Institute A do not becomes IIT. So, depending on your capability of the institute vision, mission and program educational objective, you have to offer the course, you have to offer the syllabus. So, purpose of the Institute B is to supply manpower to the local industry, then the depth coverage of thermodynamics which is taught in IIT may not required by Institute B. So, the grade transfer is not possible. So, that is the validity and reliability of the grade. You can go through the slides and read that validity and reliability. Okay. Now, this is validity, reliability and how they design the question paper. Next class when I will discuss about how to design an question paper based on your what should not we give, what should we give in the question paper. Okay. Thank you.